In every record there's a story to be told. Into the world of music and more. Music and melodies and memories are in store. From Elvis to polka, we have it all. And Kenny's music and more, you'll have a ball. You'll have a ball. You'll have a ball.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, there we
Thank you
go.
for joining. If this is your first time viewing, this is Another Spin, and this is our crew.
This
We are.
is going to be people's first and last time.
Yes.
Keep that
Thank
up.
We have a new record this week. Every month, we get together here for our little record club, kind of like a book club, and we each take turns spinning records. And we each get a choice. This week, we have Clint who is up, and Clint has chosen his record. I'll send you over to Clint.
That's crazy. I'm just the web streaming guy. Sit back so we can see. There we go.
Oh,
All right. Hey,
there
we've
he
got
is.
another guy
Space.
joining us.
I forget how much muscle I have.
So this album comes to you tonight through
Take
blood,
up
sweat, and
space.
tears because I don't know how many hundreds of webcasts I've done, and I forgot a critical piece of our equipment back at the house. So these guys listened to it without me. I can't imagine what you all said about it. But so I picked the Police Synchronicity. What we have here is an original pressing. Of course, I'm trying to stick with my 80s theme, but I am a big fan of Sting and the Police. This was their last album, and it happens to be, my favorite of theirs. And so, guys, you listened to it while I bolted home frantically to grab my stuff, get back, and get us on the air. Enlighten me.
Well, I will start, Clint. So, I did not know this before this, and I'll let you explain it, and then I'll come back in and give the psych
Okay.
review of that. So, what were you telling us about the idea behind the cover title? I did not know this.
Oh, synchronicity is actually a psychology term. Carl Jung had the principle of synchronicity as one of his tenets, talking about the how he thought that perception, experience, circumstance, those things were all related. And so, one thing I will point out about this, and one of the reasons I chose this, is that this album's kind of dear to me because I happen to have the Ultra Disc, or some say the MoFi. So this CD was given to me by my uncle, who accidentally bought two, and I benefited from that. But the theory with this is, and the audiophiles can correct me, but my understanding was that at that time in 1983, people thought that the metallic aluminum or whatever that was coating CDs was going to corrode after a while. So if you grabbed a metal that would not corrode, like gold, then you could charge people more money. I mean, have a CD that would not tarnish and lose quality over time. And so they came out with these, and it's pretty cool. So I do have.
On that note, there is legitimacy. I mean,
Oh, sure.
some CDs are subject to disc rot. I've got CDs that have got
Oh yeah,
disc rot. I don't know if gold CDs would, but
it's huge in DVDs, especially Warner Brothers certain titles. And so yeah, disc rot is certainly a thing. So I scanned in this one. You can see that it's got the gold tone to it. What's really cool about this is at a time when CDs were a relatively new medium, you can hold this disc up to the light and see through it, which for a CD at that time was pretty wild. Not a
when
big
was
deal
this?
now.
This wasn't released on MoFi in '83, though, was it?
I believe it was produced and distributed under license from A&M Records, 1983. I remember getting it.
But is that the original copyright? Because sometimes it still has the original copyright even over the printing date. Maybe Josh can look that up. Let's
Yeah,
see.
not exactly sure. I don't see anything else in here. One other thing that's really kind of cool about this is the jewel case itself. Let's see if this works. Something else to make you feel
Well,
like
$50. You better have a gimmick.
Yeah, I thought they were $50 in the
Yeah.
80s, weren't they?
Well, at that time, a CD was going to be expensive anyway.
Yeah, they were $18, $19.
But there's still even a MoFi or Super Audio CD nowadays is still more than you pay for a standard CD.
Right.
Yep. And so the liner notes, it does have all the lyrics. Talks about the technology of the Ultra Disc, that sort of thing. It's a dramatic breakthrough and all that sort of thing. But the only copyright I do have on here is produced and distributed by MFSL Mobile Fidelity Sound Lab under license from A&M, 1983. So, which is kind of in line with what I remember as far as the date. So, but yeah, like I said, I'm a big Sting fan and a big Police fan, and they literally came to blows over this record. And after it was done, that was pretty much it. I did on some of these tracks, like on side one, which is conveniently facing away from me here, we've got obviously the opening track, Synchronicity. That was a big one. Walking in Your Footsteps. At least you get to hear him say Brontosaurus, whatever. That one didn't go very far. Oh My God is an interesting song because it's got elements of songs like, well, from everything, little thing she does in magic is magic. Some of those lyrics repeat in here. 1,000 Rainy Days Since We First Met. Also some stuff from was it Strontium 90? I think was the band that these guys were in before they formed the Police. And then since I'm a Cold War fanatic, Miss Gradenko has kind of a Cold War theme, kind of a Soviet theme. Synchronicity 2 got some airplay around here. We had Every Breath You Take, which of course is funny because people will play this song at like weddings and things like that, and it is actually a very sinister stalking song, and Sting has said in interviews he's baffled that people see it that way. King of Pain is kind of an interesting one. It was Sting came up with the lyrics in his garden. He was watching the sun go down, and when the sun gets down low enough where you can kind of look at it, you can see a sunspot. So he goes, there's a little black spot on the sun today. And his wife didn't say anything. He goes, that's my soul up there, or whatever. She goes, oh, aren't you the king of pain? Like, that's the story they tell and how that came around. Wrapped Around Your Finger is a revenge song. If you're going through a breakup or something like that, throw that one on. And then my favorite song is Tea in the Sahara. And again, Sting's writing lyrically, I love it. And that comes from a novel that he had been reading at the time. And in that novel, it talks of an Arab, like a legend of these three princesses or three sisters that invite a prince out to have tea with them out in the desert. And he comes once, says he'll return, and never does. And they're always waiting. So cool stuff. One interesting thing about this album, as opposed to this CD, is when the first pressings of this do not have a song that was literally an impromptu recording. They hit record, they banged it out once, never practiced it, and that's called Murder by Numbers. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3, or ABC. Well, both of those appear in the lyric. I'm gapping it right now. But this one is...
sound like Jackson 5 there.
Yeah, something like that. So, and, this is... I think this is an original 1983 disc. So that's what I have to say about this. While I was, like I said, bolting home for the graphics and stuff, what'd you guys come up with?
So what I was gonna touch up on that Carl Jung comment first. And so in psychology, Carl Jung was a contemporary of Sigmund Freud. Okay, and Freud was a psychodynamic teacher and philosopher. Basically, the idea in his psychology was that we have a lot of issues that are rooted in our childhood. And so Jung come up in that philosophy, but he had kind of some of his own thoughts and feelings, and that he extended into the practice of psychology. And one of those was this idea of chance coincidence, and that he didn't really think that there was such a thing, and that basically like the soul, the physical and the spiritual or unconscious kind of can even touch, and that there was no like coincidence. So for example, if you think about somebody and then you see them later that day, right, that wasn't coincidence, that it was meant to be, that everything's connected. Does that make sense?
Synchronicity.
So synchronicity is kind of like the play off and the spin of that. So I was when you said that, I was like, I guess I never knew that. That's kind of neat.
Yep.
If you dream about something, that, right, it's not a coincidence, that the universe is kind of talking to you in a way.
Well, and if you think about that with synchronicity too, it's kind of all over there, but what it's really talking about is parallel stories, parallel happenings that I guess maybe there's supposed to be some sort of implication that they are somehow related. But, okay. Cool.
Well, anyway, and what I was going to say is that the songwriting, I think I am also interested in. Obviously, Every Breath You Take. I always loved that song since I was a little kid, and it was to me it was just the rhythm. And then as you get older, you kind of realize that this isn't the greatest song to kind of idolize, as it is a stalking song, right? And so, like everywhere you go, I'll be watching you, right?
Well, question: You're a DJ,
Okay.
as along with many other things.
Hats.
Do you get a lot of requests for that?
I don't.
Really?
I don't. I've never got, but I've heard people had it at their weddings. I have heard that.
Mm-hmm.
I've never had the request yet. But again, I'm DJing 40 years after the song. So, it might have been different 40 years ago.
I haven't done any DJ work since the '80s, but I seem to recall that one was.
It'll be interesting to see
popular.
Brad, have you ever got this requested?
No.
Never?
I think people are taken in by the chord movements and just the way that flows, and maybe not capturing the vibe of the lyrics.
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
They're just capturing the song,
What?
a musical part of it.
But I wonder, the lyrics are you can see where it can be construed.
Sure.
So, do you think Sting was thinking about that at the time? Do you think he was thinking people are gonna misinterpret what it?
No.
Was it an intentional?
I think he deliberately, from what I've heard about it, is that he, it was a divorce song, and he was literally kind of venting some of his frustrations out, with vengeance on his mind, and he never planned for it to be like a love song.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he was dating Trudy while he was still married, and I think that was around this time where, yeah, I'd heard something to that effect as well.
And otherwise, too, the one song that I want to talk about or discuss is Wrapped Around My Finger or Your Finger, because one of the things that I am a big fan of is creative writing. And one of the things you've always heard me, if you go back to any of the old episodes, if you're new, I like to talk about lyrics. I like catchy lyrics. I like lyrics that have meaning. I like lyrics that tie. I love story songs. One of the reasons why I really fell in love with some country music is going back into story and hearing this tale of somebody, like things like Cat Stevens, right? Or even Harry Chapin, whatever version, like Cats in the Cradle, right? The idea behind the whole story, and then you hear that and I'm like, oh wow, that's such a meaningful song. Well, in this one, I like in the lyrics how he's talking about somebody, right, who's kind of like the slur, and he even says in the lyrics, right, servant and master, and then how I'm your servant, but someday, right, you're gonna be my master. So he flips the song, so it's always I'll be wrapped around your finger, and then at the end, right, he switches it back and says you'll be wrapped around my finger, right? So we get that ultimate vindication. So I love the idea of that switching, and then just bringing that whole song to fruition. So that's what kind of what really impressed me is that song. Those two I'm really big on.
So yeah, this band is one of those lightning in a bottle type bands where you've got Sting's
Message in a
lyrics.
bottle.
Message in a
Yeah.
bottle.
I was
He was
waiting-
going there too.
I was waiting to see who might go there, but yeah, no, the between the lyricist and then the musicians, they were all geniuses in their own right, but likewise they couldn't stand each other. So, Lance, you like bass as much as I do.
Well, yeah, and I mean, I grew up kind of with Sting. Parents had, like a lot of artists we've talked in the past, a greatest hits album. So they're another one of those bands where I've explored more of their, just studio albums now. But yeah, a lot of props to Sting and the way he can play and sing, because it's not easy to play the bass and sing at the same time.
Which of the songs? There's a couple in here that have kind of a Caribbean, even reggae bass to them.
Well, that was it was one of the. I know there's one on side 2. If you said the name, I'd probably remember. It's one of the more popular ones because I knew that one before it played. But that's kind of the thing about this album and really the Police in general. Is there's some really really good ones, and then there's I don't know what was going on with Mother on this
yeah.
album. Definitely maybe a
Horrendous
little
song.
more experimental there, but I don't know. I dig the Police. I think this is a pretty solid album. Haven't listened to all of their studio stuff, but
Yeah, Mother's kind of their metal machine music, I think. So I like to listen to American Top 40 with Casey Kasem, and I know there's some local radio stations that'll play it every now and then, but iHeartRadio does have a commercial-free streaming station that literally does nothing but American Top 40 with Casey Kasem. They'll do one from the 80s back to back with one from the 70s, one from the 80s, one from the 70s, and I remember uh, when the bit, I can't remember which chart it. Well, I think it was Everything She Does Is Magic, I believe, but Casey Kasem described them as in this band, known for their Caribbean tune, and I'm like, their Caribbean sound, like, really? Okay, well, yeah, right, but I couldn't unhear that, and so like with some of the bass line here, where you hear that type of bass, kind of almost a reggae type, like, oh, okay, I'll give you that.
Yeah, that's like I said, I can't remember the song. There's definitely one on side two where it's definitely has that reggae
Yeah,
vibe
I'm trying
there.
to think. Oh, it'd be starting with. Uh, yeah, this one
Probably was a rap around here.
It might be. Yeah, we'll have to go.
But-
You have to give him another listen again and listen for that. But I caught it earlier today when I was listening.
The other thing, you weren't here when I was telling the guys, Josh already knew, but we kind of talked about Mudvayne on the last show. They actually have a cover of King of Pain. So if you're ever so inclined to branch out a little bit there, Clint, you can check it out. It's actually a really good cover. Like that's one I feel like they make it their own within still having it be obviously King of Pain.
When I worked for KFYR TV, I'd put Mudvayne on and just jam to like Dig while I was doing all those silly best of the class commercials around graduation time. You have to kick out 30 or 40 of them in an afternoon.
You're the best.
Yeah, see what better
this year.
what better to cleanse the palate from that than Mudvayne?
Yeah.
Mudvayne.
Oh yeah. That'll do the trick, I suppose.
Yeah, Brad.
I just remember this very clearly because it was on MTV so very much. The Police were getting tons of airplay, their videos, and the other thing that I remember, my friend and I, shout out to Dave. We were so surprised because they had 4 singles, and record companies were getting kind of smart. They'd put out another single after 2 or 3 and decide that we can milk this thing some more. But these were all pretty much hits, and it just, yeah. So and then the other thing that was happening in the 80s, they were bringing back these picture sleeves for 45. So if you find the picture sleeves for these 4 singles, they all have really, really quite cool graphics and pictures. I should also note that the album was pressed on virgin vinyl. It's audio grade vinyl.
Explain that.
Back in that day, that was starting to be a thing because they were looking to improve the record sounds, and they kept pressing that and hoping to improve things. It's also interesting to note that, as from a marketing standpoint, that record cover has about 30 some, I want to say 36 variations.
Mm.
So the colors are different, the pictures are different. So if you find another copy of that record, it's very likely it'll be a different version of that. So collectors, if people were super into the Police or whatever, they were trying to find all the various covers of this
Kind
record.
of like what they did with Led Zeppelin. Which one was that
In
one?
Through the Outdoor.
Yes.
Mm. There's a brand new copy of this album recently printed, if I remember right, in the New Arrivals stack down there.
Okay.
So I have to go check what the production.
There's a
date
lot
on
of
that
good
is.
stuff in the New Arrivals down
Yeah.
there.
Well, Sting, notorious for having sung "I Want My MTV" on "Money for Nothing," Dire Straits. They also did a really big contest, and I just remember them being all wacky in the promo thing where you could go and you could see the Police in concert. It was a big promo for MTV back in the early '80s.
We'll say one more thing. I like Andy Summers' guitar work.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's interesting, and
One thing I'll note on that is, so Sting, being the primary songwriter, right, with many of the songs. I didn't realize this, but Sting got most of the royalties for all of the songs, but he did make an agreement with the other guys that they would get a portion. So he was responsible for the guitar lick in Every Breath You Take. They say like that was him. That was really big on that one, and just kind of cool, like how they had to come up with some kind of agreement to have those guys too as part of the songwriting and the royalties, right, for the music.
Yeah, Andy Summers' sound is one of those. Like I was never ever even remotely into guitar in the '80s. I was more of a new wave kind of into the electronic sound, but that there's some guitarists that I was just absolutely in love with. First of all, the guitar sounds from Missing Persons, Flock of Seagulls, and The Police were notable exceptions. Mike, I couldn't come up with Police's greatest hits, so nothing for you there.
Well, I'm sure it exists. There's probably a few
It
of them
does.
that exist.
Yep.
I don't know. I tried to. Kenny kept talking through the album and kept bothering the whole thing.
I was meditating on this.
He kept talking about Sigmund Freud. No, I mean,
No, he was talking about Sigmund Floyd.
Sigmund
Oh,
Floyd.
okay.
That was the guy on Andy Griffith.
Well, he
Just
was
kidding.
hot. No, I'm kidding.
I'm not a huge Sting or Police fan, but the album came across pretty well with me. I could probably see myself listening to it again, with the exception of that Mother song. I don't-
That's brutal.
It's interesting how that it doesn't fit in with
Right.
the album, but
Yep.
how it got included. I'd like to have been a fly on the wall, either in the record,
It's a palate cleanser.
with the record label or the band,
Does it cleanse a
or
palate?
maybe it was
And yes.
somebody saying you owe me a song on the album, so I'm gonna put this song on the album.
I'm gonna see if I can find something.
But I mean, half the album everybody's heard 1,000 times over because
Mhm.
there's so many singles. And one thing that sucks about an album like that is it somewhat turns you off over the years, because it's hard to listen to it because you've heard every other song on it so many times.
Yep.
It's hard to go
Right.
back to it and just I'm gonna listen to Synchronicity, but
Well, that's really nice about not being at the mercy of top 40 format radio for all of your music, which
Mhm.
was basically that was the Midwest dilemma.
Yep.
And so, like for instance, you could not go 20 minutes without hearing Phil Collins for a while or that sort of thing. And it's a bummer because it does ruin certain songs for you.
I think that's the great thing for me about growing up when I did is like I came into a lot of these songs, 15, 20 years after they'd come out. So I missed them being overplayed and
Right.
over,
That's a good point.
abused on the radio. So much of this, where there's a lot of music when I was in high school, right? That was like, I'm going to ignore this. This is pop music. This is the radio. Now I kind of come back and listen. I'm like, oh, dang, there's some like good stuff here that I overlooked. So it's just kind of one of those things. I don't know, a lot of times I think you tend to ignore what's there and popular and being shoved
Yep.
in your face.
Well, that's what's kind of cool about, if you weren't there and you wanted to acquaint yourself with the 80s to listen to American Top 40, because it gives you a good cross section of everything, but yet you didn't have it played out of every speaker you walk past in the mall, back when people went to malls, things like that. So you don't get the overkill, but you still get a pretty good cross section of what everybody was listening to at the time.
Hey, I got the answer to the question. It's actually pretty interesting. Mother, composed by guitarist Andy Sumners, was included on Synchronicity primarily as a reflection of the intense creative, personal, and interpersonal tensions with Police at the time. It served as a rare artistic contribution from him on an album dominated by Sting, reflecting his desire to contribute a song and potentially echoing tensions between the members. And that's really what it did, didn't it?
He said he had kind of an overbearing mom, so I guess there you go. But
So it was like the Lone Ringo track.
Yeah, yes, the Lone Ringo.
Okay.
And it actually says the song, inspired by Sumner's own intense mother and the pressure he felt from her, providing a raw, personal, and chaotic angle to the album's themes.
Yeah. Don't Pass Me By is still better than that one.
Very cool. Well, sir.
It's a great record. It's well written. It's well performed. It's incredibly well produced. It was insanely overplayed. I still see the candles.
Oh,
It just every time I think of the police, I see the video. So, if I take the overplayedness out of it, right, and how it was just rammed down our throat, even and well after 83. I mean, there's still 84, 85 are still listening to these songs. If I take the overplayedness out of it, you can't take away from the musicianship and the songwriting and the production of the record. It's very, very well done from start to finish. Even Mother, I mean, it's a chaotic song, but there has to be some production in there. There has to be a reason
Right.
that you can take that cacophony of noise and put it together on a record that is not that. It's I like to think of it as it feels like a Pink Floyd song to me, and it sounds like a Yoko Ono song. So both of which I actually enjoy now.
there's a
As
little
you'll find out in a
There's a
little
little
bit.
background to this.
You will see this material again.
Yes, you'll hear this again.
I will also say too, like, and one of the things that you commented on this, the track "Every Breath You Take," right, has not only been sampled by Mudvayne, but one of my favorite songs of the '90s.
No,
Yeah.
you got that context wrong.
The context,
those are
covered.
or not redone, I should
Covered.
say.
covered.
Covered. That was a cover I meant.
You said the wrong song.
Wrong
Yeah.
song too.
Wrong
Um,
song.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
I know I'm right.
Yeah, You're talking. We know what you're
I like the
talking
sample
about.
from Puff Daddy.
Yeah, we know.
Oh,
Daddy does.
Ooh,
I'll be
Of
missing
course.
you.
Of course you do.
P Diddy.
P Diddy.
Yep.
Well, I don't know if the song was made with oil, but
Yeah.
that may have been many years later.
Yeah. Well, and then you look at Stuart Copeland going on and doing a lot of soundtrack work and a lot of producing after this. Sting, obviously, with his solo career, and a lot of good things came in the wake of this album, and that's that. So, what else we got?
Well, Todd was supposed to be here any moment, and so I'm just waiting for Todd to get here. And as soon as Todd gets here, we're going to talk about the music fair for anybody that, if you are local, or even if you are watching from elsewhere, if you can make it into Bismarck this weekend coming up, this next Saturday, is that May
2nd.
2nd?
May 9.
May 2nd.
May 2nd.
6 days from.
It's Saturday.
You got the wrong Saturday, Brad. You
I
better
sure
reschedule.
do. Oh my goodness
Better
sakes.
check your
It's a good
schedule.
thing we were here.
You
Yeah,
better talk to Sally.
we'll be signing autographs
Whoa.
for $10.
Brad will be at the card
Uh-oh,
game,
uh-oh. Do we have conflicts?
at the card show.
Yeah,
record
we'll
fair.
we'll have to. Oh dear.
We'll have to discuss this off camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have a record fair where we're going to have many vendors who will be in town, many of them from out of town, who will be selling their albums and music at our store.
And CDs.
I heard Todd coming in now. We had just started talking about the record fair, Todd. And so let's make a little spot for him on our stage here.
The
Right
stage
next
is
to
a
Kenny.
couch.
Next,
This is
Next,
not
like
a
next to
sauna.
Typhoid Kenny here.
everybody
Good. This-
say hi to
Bring
Todd.
it
Todd
out.
Becker.
You,
Todd, hi,
you
Todd.
only brought one
Hello, everybody.
shirt though.
Oh, we're
There's
just
6
showing.
of us.
We're just showing everybody this year's record fair shirt.
this is
Well,
a-
hey,
this
I'm
is
excited
big.
to be on another spin here. I've watched several times, and
Good
Yes.
to have you.
now I'm here.
You are now an official invitee.
Yeah.
You're our
Very
first guest.
Our
other
first
than that
guest.
drunk
Is that
Catholic.
right?
Yes.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
This is good.
Clint was kind of the first guest.
Sort of chiming in from
They
the
turned
back.
into
Came
crew.
in after.
Right.
Yeah, now he's part of
Right.
crew.
Huh?
And Clint, so just so you know, everybody too, Clint does all of the visual graphics that you see on here as well. And so big thanks to Clint. He helps us out with producing this, and that's what allowed me to move from Facebook and my phone to a more production on YouTube. So that was been very creative. But Todd, so tell us about the record fair.
So the record fair this year, again, it's at the Eagles. It's our third annual record fair, and it starts Saturday at 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. And lots of vendors, lots of records, lots of vintage electronics will be for sale again. Cassettes, CDs, 8 tracks. You'll probably find a little of everything there. Yeah, we've got a couple of DJs.
Well, we just you didn't did you hear?
This guy over here,
Brad
he'll be
may
spinning
have a
some
little
vinyl.
he may have a little conflict now.
Oh,
He thought it
really?
was May 9th.
We'll deal with
Okay.
We'll talk about this after
Talk
the
about-
show.
yeah.
So how
There
many
you go.
vendors will be there?
I think around 15 this year.
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah, and some from there's one from Moorhead, Minnesota, one from Missoula, Montana,
My hometown.
and yeah, most of them are North Dakota. So
So this is third year.
this is
So
the third year already.
Where did you why'd you decide Bismarck needed a record fair?
Well, there's a lot of collectors here and a lot of record stores here.
Yeah.
I think there's more record stores in Bismarck than Fargo.
Now, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably now.
Yeah.
it was the other
So-
way for a long way.
Oh,
Long
yeah.
time.
Yeah, they've had a few shut down though.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, Mothers and what was that the one? Giant?
Vinyl Giant.
Vinyl Giant. So yeah, the record fair is a good way to do it. Good way to meet people that share the same hobby. Talk about music, talk about bands.
Well, what's interesting about the Bismarck Record Fair, and we've all been doing this for maybe different period. Brad's been doing it longer than probably any of us collecting, but
Yep.
I always think coming up, you kind of get, because Bismarck, as much as it's grown, it always still seems like Bismarck, and you kind of think, well, you must know everybody that's into vinyl
Right.
collection or whatever. You go to the record fair, so you think, I think you're gonna know
Yeah.
everybody there, and to see people there that
People.
you have you've never met, and
Yeah, it's true.
and I think people are coming. I think last year I talked to people from Jamestown
Mhm.
that were there, and
Right.
they're coming.
Yeah, I
Traveling
do.
a little
I do
ways to
quite a
come.
bit of Facebook advertising statewide. And I did a little more this year, so there's seems to be more interest that
Yep.
way anyway.
It'll be nice
So-
to get some more people in from Minot, and Dickinson,
Yeah.
and get them all in Fargo.
Yep, Jamestown and even down in South Dakota, Mobridge. Yeah, there's record collectors everywhere.
Right.
Yeah,
Well, and the idea stemmed from this. Todd and I have been friends for a little bit, and we were kind of talking about this one time. And Todd was telling me about how he loved to go to the record fair, and this started from you going down to Fargo. Was that the one that you
Yeah,
always like to
they've-
go to?
that's a good one too. Yeah, I've been going there for
Might
at
have
least
been.
a dozen years.
I don't know if that's. I
Yeah,
either met you at Gary's or the Fargo Record Fair.
yeah, probably the Fargo
Yeah.
one. Yeah, because I started setting up there,
Yeah.
and it's probably been six years there too, and that one's a real good record fair as well. They draw a lot of Twin Cities people there, so
Mhm.
yeah. But yeah, the Bismarck one is going well though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we want to see it grow
Succeed.
every year.
Yeah, that's definitely a good thing.
Yeah, and so what that means, right, is 15 different vendors, each having a plethora of albums on different formats, CDs, and music that you can listen to. So come on down on Saturday. Like I said, it'll be open 10 to 5. And with that, then you'll be able to hopefully find, right, something you've been looking for. And we got a lot of used, and a lot of these guys even, too, like to have a lot of brand new stuff.
Right.
I think we've got like Rhythm Records will be down there. He has a lot of new and used.
Yeah, and Ear Candy's is the guy from Missoula. He brings a lot of different
Yeah,
stuff,
they
new
usually
and
have some
old.
really good
He's-
stuff. I
yeah.
feel like I usually buy quite a bit. I
Yeah,
always end up with a sticker. That's how I know.
Right.
Mhm.
yeah, he does a good job of bringing in some different and more unusual records that, he's pulling from a different, crowd out in Montana.
I think
So-
last year I talked to him. I think he said that was like his most successful
Yeah.
day he's ever had.
Yeah.
At a record fair. So
Yeah. He
that's something
fills
to be-
up his, I think he brought a U-Haul full of records last year. And I imagine he'll do the same thing this year. I think he's purchased, I think, 4 or 5 tables. So,
Oh wow.
yeah. So, yeah.
I'm excited to get to go again this year.
Yeah.
I had to miss it last
Yeah, I
year.
remember
so-
that. Yeah.
It's
We
just
missed
cool to
you.
be
You and
around.
Ashley, yeah.
It's cool to be around people that share your passion.
Oh, it
and
is.
just
Yeah.
hang out.
Yeah, it is. There's a lot of good conversations going on.
And one of the things that's going on too is you kind of heard us mumble about this a little bit earlier, is that he has a couple different DJs coming in. They'll do some sampling of actual real DJing. Like I DJ, but it's from computers. I don't call that real DJing. Over here we have a real DJ, and Brad is one of them. And who's the other one?
Ryan McCormick. Ryan will be the other DJ.
And we should give him a plug for his show too. He has a show too, doesn't he? What's it called?
The Phono Fort. Yep, and that can be streamed on an iMix app. That's how I listen to it.
Mhm.
But it's also on community access radio.
Right now, so all this stuff is connected, and I think that the beauty of music is there's so many different forms, right, and styles, and to hopefully get us all interested in. And you come down to that fair, you can hopefully find something you're looking for. It's not just me, right? But we've got I think 2 other local stores. Or is it 3 stores?
Rare Bird will be there.
Okay.
Yep. And you and Rhythm Records. Yeah.
And I know there's an eBay store guy. He doesn't
Oh,
have
yeah. Yep.
Is he going to be there?
Yep.
Brian.
He'll be there. Yep.
I always remember. I was like, who's the eBay store guy?
Right. He'll be there. And and the Eagles will be serving a lot of good food and beverage as usual.
Yeah.
And I heard you're going to be putting in a raffle here for $300.
Just for a t-shirt.
For a t-shirt. Oh, I read the memo wrong. I tried.
Yeah.
That's what our drawing is for.
Yeah, can you-
Yeah.
Were we
That's
going
right, Kenny.
50% off? Any
Oh, we'll go. I mean, yeah. There's always deals to be had at the record fair. Yeah. So what's Rhythm and Records? I mean, what's Music and More doing?
Music and More. We've talked about this. We're gonna
What
have.
kind of coupons?
Actually, what I will be
There we
doing.
go.
What I will be doing is I can't bring the whole store down there, but I'm going to try to bring a portion of the store to there. And then if you decide to come down here from there, I will give you a percentage off. I'm going to make some coupons, and then you can come down to the store and get something off on the down here at the store. A good percentage. I got to pray about it.
There you go.
So with that, I think we should talk about our albums. You'll be part of. We've each picked albums. What albums have we picked?
Well, let's start off with yours.
You want it? Can you hand me mine?
Run our way around the old.
This one?
Well, here's what we'll do. Since we have a guest on this album, we'll let
This
you,
album?
Todd, pick out which of our picks you like the best.
Oh, okay. Sure.
So you're gonna be we'll let you be the official judge, because I know how much you love Rod Stewart, and so I picked Rod Stewart, the best of Rod. Rockin' Rod is his nickname. I have this down here at the store for only $14. And the nice thing about Rod is that he has just so many great hits, and he's been around for many years. He's
So many needed 2 volumes.
Volume 2, even,
Right.
right?
And the thing I like about Rod is his voice. I think if you didn't know, right, my favorites, I'll put them in order. I don't think I've ever given you all my favorites. Everybody knows Elvis is number 1. Hey, that's 40 minutes. We're good. 41 minutes. Elvis number 1. I love Buddy Holly is my second favorite. And then I love the Bee Gees is third, and Rod is my 4th favorite. So
Really?
just love his voice.
4th favorite, huh?
4th, but my
Who's
4th
5?
favorite. I've got to pray about that one.
I figured.
Lance also brought a CD, which is awesome.
Yeah, CD. Just grabbed Pork Soda by Primus. I don't got a lot to say about this album. I just really like Primus. They're kind of
Primus sucks.
they're a funky band, man. Les Claypool does funky stuff with a
Yep.
bass guitar that should literally
Be impossible.
not even be a thing, and it sounds so weird and not natural, but it fits within the chaos.
And how much is that in the store only?
Probably overpriced. No, it's $12. That's reasonable for this album. But yeah, just Primus. Enough
And
said.
once
Right
again,
there.
Primus sucks is their thing.
Oh, I get it. I didn't
You
get it.
looked at me like I was dissing him.
Yeah, I was like, ooh.
Oh.
Clint's not the one to take shots.
He's throwing some shade on the show.
No. That's like a thing. Okay. And then let's move.
All
to
right,
that.
and then my choice was, and this was kind of based on the fact that we were talking about Flea last time we were on the air. We were talking about how the Red Hot Chili Peppers and Flea was his bass playing, and that inspired me to pull this up, which is maybe not one of my favorite albums, but when Ian Hunter left Mott the Hoople, this is the second solo album that he made, and Jaco Pastorius plays bass on here on a couple of tracks, and it's really, in a way, it kind of doesn't fit with Ian's kind of songwriting and stuff, but in a way it does too. It's interesting, and it's fun to listen to. If you're going to check this out online, or maybe just that particular track, it's All American Alien Boy, and there's a bass solo in there, which, how often does that happen? But anyway, Ian Hunter went on to do solo records. He made one with Mick Ronson, and I think even to this day, I think he just does some touring and that sort of thing. But, and of course, his big song that he wrote and somebody else covered was Cleveland Rocks. So that
Presidents of the United States of America. It was also
Drew Carey Show.
Yep, it was used as a theme song for Drew Carey Show. Is that on this album?
No, it
Oh,
that
and let
came
me
later.
let me quickly add, if any of you have anything to share with us on the show tonight, feel free to drop a comment. If you got a comment about the records or anything you've seen up here, you want to give us something else, we'll share it with you and everybody live.
Besides how good looking Mike is.
Yep.
Or any questions on the record fair.
Or if you have any questions on the record fair
Yeah.
for Todd.
Or elaborate on how good looking Mike is.
Kenny's
Whatever you
moderating
guys
the
want to
chat.
do.
But for new
Well, let me
people
get
watching,
on
his name is Hard Rock Mike.
Yep. That's how you're in my phone anyway.
Yeah.
So what you got?
I got
A CD.
a CD too.
There it is. It's up there
Because
now.
I started with the CDs because I can do what I want.
So subversive.
Aerosmith Pump. Now the album cover there's a little sexual innuendo in there. If you
Oh, I
know
just
where
get it
Aerosmith-
now.
Just get it.
Can we get a blur on this?
So this is in the thick of Aerosmith's comeback, 1989. This is actually the first Aerosmith album I heard. Probably the first Aerosmith album a lot of people my age heard. They got a lot of flack for this album, the previous album, and the next album for selling out, for working with a high-profile producer, using outside songwriters. But in my opinion, if they didn't do that, we're not talking about Aerosmith in the same regards as we are today.
Good point.
Well, this was one of those albums that they overplayed when they were done overplaying
Right.
Synchronicity.
That's kind of why I mentioned that.
That's true.
But if you look at, there was outside songwriting on this album, but the hits, there is not an outside songwriter. So the haters can hate, but the hits were still written by the band. But this album, I come back, I hadn't listened to it for years because as you're growing and discovering other stuff, you kind of
Miss your early stuff.
you've put the old stuff to the wayside. And this album kind of, at one time, I thought it fell in that category, like I said, with Synchronicity, where the hits kind of ruined the album as a whole for me. And I went back to this album probably about 10 years ago and listened to it. And to me, as a work, just an entire work of art, I think it still holds up pretty well, even though the singles have been overplayed over the years. Like, there's albums like Appetite for Destruction or Back in Black I'll probably never listen to in their entireties again. But this one, I can still listen to it, and the singles, those hits, don't ruin it for me.
How many hot singles did they have off that album? Because there's got to be a lot left that you can still listen to untainted.
Yeah,
There's a lot of tracks on there.
Yeah, well, Love in an Elevator, Janie's Got a Gun, Other Side, those were the big hits.
No, there's a bigger hit on there.
What
it
is it,
takes.
Kenneth? Oh, what it takes? Yeah. That's the only one Kenny knows.
Right.
So there, there's 4 or 5 big hits on it, but it still plays well as an album without those, singles. If I were to listen to Appetite for Destruction, I'd probably skip half the song.
Wow.
Interesting.
Not that they're bad songs,
Just
but
so overplayed.
if I never heard Sweet Child of Mine again, it probably wouldn't be.
That's how I feel about Paradise City. I feel like that's
That is why you need my record.
Yeah?
Yep.
Oh boy, here
That's
we
a
go.
great
one.
segue, Josh.
Yeah.
There
This
are
was not
no
overplayed.
hits on this one, I'll tell you that.
You gotta tell us
For
the backline.
2,300 yen, this can be yours. Wait, I'm taking it home. That was part of the deal.
Oh,
It's an
John
oldie.
Lennon and Yoko Ono.
A Japanese pressing.
Uh-huh.
See?
This
With
is-
the obi even.
Yeah.
Yep,
Obi,
this is
yeah.
unfinished music number 2. This has the greatest opening track of all time on it.
the reason it was unfinished.
I was just gonna say that.
It's
It
a
is-
darn
it is
shame
the-
we can't.
It is
sit-
almost
play
the
audio.
entire side of this record, and it is very Mothers-ish of... Wait, no it's not. Mothers is good.
Was it though?
Compared to this,
See, Mothers of Invention.
No, he's talking.
This is
that
a
song
great-
on Synchronicity.
this record it's kind of a joke, but it is. It was kind of an inside joke at the store, but there is something to be said again about
Screaming.
being able to make art and put it out, and whether you like it or not, it was out there. It's out there. People do like this. People do enjoy this. People, appreciate the art of it, and we make light of it. But the fact that people are just brave enough to go out there and do what they want and make the music that they want and don't worry about popularity or what other people think, there's actually something pretty noble
The hit
about
songs.
that.
We're just talking about.
You're right. You're making music for music's sake, for art's sake, and there's something kind of noble about it. Is it great? No. Is it gonna look awesome on my wall? Yeah, it's gonna look really cool there.
Tell us about
I don't know nothing about it.
Japanese. What is a Japanese obi?
Oh, well, Obi is Japanese.
Well, it's so the Japanese could read it. That's what they're pressed differently. They're pressed over there, for the most part.
Their packaging was a
But
little
an
higher end.
Obi
I think,
sleeve,
yeah.
Obi is like Japanese for
It's-
sash.
Right.
Yep.
Virgin
so-
vinyl.
Let's see.
Yep. And then they come. But the purpose of them was to give the information
Mm-hmm.
for all
Right.
the releases. And Japanese pressings are always worth more if they have their obi
Mhm.
like this. Just like Japanese, there's also obis for CDs too.
Oh, I'll grab a
Japanese
couple real
pressing.
quick.
So, some collectors collect Japanese pressings. I have many Japanese pressings of particular artists, but I don't go out of my way to get them.
You want to see that?
Just average.
I'm
So,
kind of curious because I
Pressings
bought a Japanese pressing of
I've seen an
Osmosis
OBC.
back in the old Music Syndicate days, and I didn't realize that,
Oh,
that
yeah.
probably had an OB at
Yeah.
the outset. But I did get it for the regular domestic price, so
Right.
very cool.
That's a great hit.
All right. Well, last but most certainly not least, in light of the previous album, I chose Mike and the Mechanics. So I'm a Mike Rutherford fan, and this particular album had Silent Running, which is a good like Civil War Armageddon song, I guess. All I Need Is a Miracle was a good upbeat track. That was radio track, and then Taken In is kind of a nicer slow song. But yeah, a lot of times I do my pick by rooting through the stacks, and then I see some like, oh my goodness, hey, cool, and I use that as my metric for which should be my pick of the month, and that's why I chose this one, because I thought that a lot of people might feel the same way, like in the Mechanics.
Okay, so we have everybody.
You have to
We
see
tried to get everybody to put their name in when you come down to the store, and we tell them to pick out what their favorite album of these 6 that we picked. And Todd, what do you think after you've listened to these 6 great albums or saw?
and What
You
is your
heard.
favorite, and why is it John and Yoko's record?
Well,
General principle.
it's definitely John and Yoko's, just because I'm very curious. I've never heard that
Oh,
album.
you.
Oh,
And I'm
Oh.
just curious.
Before you leave today,
Yeah.
you will listen.
So that's
Oh,
my
no.
choice.
I would say we could listen to it at the record fair, but we want people to come to the record fair. And stay at the
We
record
don't want them
fair.
to leave the
We'll
record
listen
fair.
to it here before you go.
Not the whole thing. Though.
I don't think
Just a-
anybody
just a
knows.
taste.
It's 40 minutes of screaming.
There's music in there.
And
With some
isn't
music.
there some moaning and some rhythmic breathing
Yeah.
too?
There's a lot of things in there.
It's basically like they recorded Kenny at the gym.
Yeah.
So,
Todd knows about this. He sees me in there every morning.
Just the bar. Kenny at
Oh, there's
Jim's
a-
just the bar.
There's a
Just
really
the
funny clip on YouTube with her singing with Chuck Berry.
Yeah, where
and
they
John
turn the
Lennon.
mic off.
Yeah, and yeah, Chuck Berry's eyes just doubled in size when she
Right.
started yodeling or whatever she does.
Interesting. So with that,
Lance won.
okay.
The popular pick was Lance with pork soda.
wow.
Been killing it with these CD picks.
We got a lot of CDs down here, so
See
come
who's
on
gonna
down.
Win the $100 store
And
credit.
our winner for the
$10.
$1,000 store credit.
$10.
Oh, wrong decimal place.
Jesse something. Lujan.
Sweet.
Lujan.
Nice.
Congratulations, Jesse. 307 area code. So you won yourself 10% discount at Music and
call her
More.
up.
It
All
gets
really
bigger and
low
bigger.
prices.
We
What?
call her live. Get her on the phone.
Oh, I haven't. We haven't done that before.
Mike tried last
tried,
month and he wouldn't let us.
He wouldn't let me, so.
Or and if you could go. I wish that I had Jesse's $10.
It's 100.
That's
Maybe
it.
not.
I'm picking Rick
Yeah,
Springfield.
$10. That's it.
$100.
Yeah. So every month, what we do is we
Has
pick them
anyone
and we
ever
put them up on the
redeemed
wall.
their 10%?
What's that?
Has
Some people
anyone-
have. Not everybody has.
Interesting.
Do we have any questions? I like the audience
Yes.
questions.
Have you been monitoring the chat? I'm doing the streaming.
Oh,
If
are
want-
you?
Well, okay.
Oh.
Let's see.
Who wants
here.
to
Well,
check in online?
Well, Ricky loves this album, and he says he needs another copy. So hey,
We
there's
got a couple.
Ricky. There's a brand new one in sealed downstairs. I saw it in the new releases a while back. Gave me the inspiration to
You sure it's sealed?
bring this in. And let's see here.
This
Oh
one's-
yeah, Star 99% off
Are those all
everything. That would be a good
comments?
Kuma. Good, yeah.
Uh,
What's the cover fee for the record fair? What's the admission?
$5.
$5.
Same as last year.
There we go.
$1
Bargain mini
million.
price.
Yeah,
That's all we have in the chat.
10 to 5 Eagles in Bismarck.
Yes.
East
Exactly.
side
And
Bismarck.
the Eagles is the one on 26th Street, correct?
Yep, north of the Big Boy, about a couple blocks.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, go to Big Boy and then go to the record fair.
Extra 10% off at Music and More for the first person that collects all our autographs at the music at
Oh.
Oh, there you go.
Hey, actually, I want you all to give me feedback. I was brainstorming earlier an idea with Todd,
That's why it smells.
and I feel like he's rejected it offhand.
Wow.
But I think if we get
What's
some
that?
input from you,
Because it probably wasn't
let's see.
good.
I thought what would be really cool is instead of DJing, we could do a live episode of Another Spin during a show. Maybe next year we'll work on it and get it ready.
Who's gonna run your booth?
Who's
I'll
gonna-
find
who's
somebody
gonna
so that
go?
we can run
Nobody
this
wants-
premium program in
Right.
front of everybody.
Nobody wants. to
Well, I
With a
think-
live studio
I think-
audience.
Live studio audience, I'm
there
telling you.
go. There you go.
Right? I just think that would be kind of neat.
I thought you were going to dress up as Elvis at your booth. When are you going to do that?
This year.
I don't know who Elvis is. Everybody expects Elvis from me. I don't know why.
That's
Stella?
got to be a new record. That's almost a whole show without that guy being brought up.
He made it 41 minutes.
41 minutes. So one of the subplots on here is how fast I bring up Elvis during a show.
That's why Elvis is crying, because it took 41
That's
minutes.
Oh, yeah.
He feels ignored.
Well, actually,
neglected.
that one is called Janie's Crying.
I think he's crying because he's constipated.
So
from a
lame.
ham
I think you
sandwich.
listened to
This
the
is
John
why
and
we don't
Yoko.
have watchers.
This is why we don't have watchers. Hey, I looked earlier. There was 12 people watching live. When
Oh
I
my
looked.
gosh!
Hey, we're getting there. We're blowing this thing
Yeah.
up.
There
One
you
of
go.
these days,
It's
Kenny-
because my Yoko
I'll get
record.
paid.
Who's up next?
Oh, the good news
or
is
Oh,
The
the person
news.
you've all been waiting for
The news.
No, it just went last month.
next month. He just went last month. He's coming up next month. I've got to pick. It's back to me, so that means we start back to 1 again. We always start at number 1. And then, but someone might argue we save the best for last.
Some might.
But I've actually narrowed it down to 2 different choices. And whatever I don't pick on this one, I'll play 6 months from now.
I already know it's Johnny Paycheck, so you're gonna probably have to pick something different. So.
Actually, I will. Well, I shouldn't give any hints.
You said it's going to be Clint. I won't say.
Bill Clinton on the Parliament Funkadelic.
Bill Clinton playing a saxophone.
There you go.
I already did a jazz. I was the only one to dare do jazz yet.
Well, is it daring
It's
or
because you're just trying. You're just trying to build cred.
Street cred.
Oh, here's some jazz. I listened to a jazz song.
one jazz
Now-
album, and he's already talking about
now
hitting us with another
I'm gonna
Elvis
I'm
album.
gonna go
All of a sudden, he's going to be a prog rock
be in
guy.
a jazz.
There you go.
Be in a
I'm the
jazz house
eclectic.
smoking the devil's lettuce.
I'm trying to be the eclectic one, right? I did
Try.
Elvis. I did Elvis one.
But
What's eclectic
you're not-
about
You're
Elvis?
trying to be, but you're trying. We're supposed to be bringing stuff that is meaningful for us through our
Or
life.
stuff you like.
Could be a local band.
Well, that's what I'm gonna. That's why I'm gonna dig down deep in my roots now. I'm
How
gonna
about a
dig
local
deep into my
band?
roots.
You're not supposed to just pick something because you want to try and impress us because you listen to jazz
Sometimes
Or
I
you
feel
listen-
in the mood
or you listen to the traditional
for some stuff.
Yeah, no. Gospels.
gospels.
Yeah. Anyway, with
On
that,
note,
do we have anything else to say? What is the
I
date?
think we've peaked. What's that?
What is the date? So typically it's the last Sunday of the month. So that calendar date would be
Oh, for end of May. Yeah.
Probably
May
Memorial Day weekend.
No, May
Oh.
31st, I
Might
think.
have to do it the week
the
before.
24th. Should we go the week before the 4th one?
I think Memorial Day is the weekend before.
Oh. Yeah, I guess we better hammer that out.
Yeah. So we'll have to. It'll be somewhere around there. We'll have to maybe iron this out offline.
Yep.
There we go. Well, we'll announce it.
And otherwise, thanks. And remember, as we said tonight with Police Synchronicity, with every record, there's a story to be told.
Thanks, Kenny.
Kenny's music and more, a place like no other. With records and cassettes, he's a music lover. Blues, rock, country, and more to explore. 10,000 vinyls and memorabilia galore. Come on down to the shop, there's something for all. Step into the world of music and more, where melodies and memories are in store. From Elvis to polka, we have it all. At Kenny's Music and More, you'll have a ball. A teacher and a DJ with a passion so deep. Kenny knows every lyric, even in his sleep. His collection is unique, a treasure trove. In Bismarck, Indy, it's the place to just roll.